Hello, and this will show you Pocatello, or the Shoshone. I will tell you the 4 victory conditions I'd recommend if you were to play him, the 2 unique units that he's got, alongside the social policy I'd recommend if you were to play him. So he has the Great Expanse, which is founded cities start with additional territory. Units receive a combat bonus when fighting within their own territory. So essentially that means that he is good at expanding and defending the land that he takes. So without ado, domination is the best thing you could go with if you choose the Shoshone. The scouts will be able to pick up stuff from ruins, basically meaning that if you go in the ruins with the scout, you will be able to pick what you want. Essentially, if you want a religion, you can choose that out of the ruins. If you want, I don't know, if you want, cultural, faith, you can choose what you want out of it. But after you choose, let's say you choose a technology, then you move on to the next ruins, then you are not able to build, or you aren't able to get a technology out of it. You'll have to choose something different at that point. And then if you fill out the entire tree and you find another ruin, if you're that lucky, then you're able to pick from that large list again a second time. But that doesn't happen very often. Anyway, then you'll also get additional random territory per city, and that's when you build your first city, you will get a huge chunk of land alongside building some of the other cities that you'll have as well. You'll get huge chunks of land, but the more cities that you build, the less chunks of land that you get. So it's kind of a diminishing return once you keep building the cities, which is good and bad. And then you also get the Comanche Riders, which is a very, very good defensive unit, but it's also pretty good in an offensive situation as well, because it costs a little bit less production to build. So I would recommend his domination as a good victory condition. Secondly, I would recommend science. You can expand very quickly with your settlers and your personality trait, gain tons of lands, gain tons of population, gain tons of science with that. You can easily win. You can also get more population. So I would recommend science as a victory condition you could easily strive for. And then thirdly, cultural, which is fairly easy again. Obtaining the large amounts of land off of the bat will help dramatically win a cultural victory. I would choose tradition and just roll on through with the cultural victory, because again, you'll get such a large amount of land within your first couple cities that it really sets you up with any luxury resources that you need. Alongside, you have the ability to choose where you want your workers to go, alongside building the improvements. And you'll be able to build all the improvements so quickly that you will have such an advantage over some of the other civilizations just starting off. Now, I really wouldn't recommend culture as #1 by any means. Science and domination really take the cake over cultural and diplomatic just for that reason. But I would recommend it if you didn't want to play domination or science, because the Shoshone is a very good civilization to play. That's a well-rounded civilization. Doesn't exactly excel massively in anything, but it's a nice kind of starting civilization if you wanted to. This is kind of the first time you're playing civilization, but yet you have all the expansion packs and all the civilizations, and you're wondering who to play. And the Shoshone is pretty good. And then lastly, diplomacy. Can still be friendly with AI city-states. You know, you can keep a few cities. It synergizes well with cultural victory, so if you feel as if the cultural victory is well out of your hands, you can switch over to a diplomatic kind of victory and win it that way through the city-states and patronage. So I would recommend that. And now I will show you the 2 unique units to the Shoshone. Then the Pathfinder will cost you 45 production or 50 faith. He's a recon unit. He's got a combat strength of 8, a movement of 2. He has native tongue and ignores terrain costs, so he moves extremely quickly. And the native tongue just means that he's able to choose the benefit that you get out of the ancient ruin. And then the other unit, the Comanche Riders, will cost you 200 production or 450 faith. He's a mounted unit. He's a 35 combat strength, a movement of 4. And his abilities are no defense and terrain bonuses, meaning that if you're in the hills or the forest, you get no defense. He can move after attacking. He has a penalty attacking cities, so it's best not to use these guys against cities. And then he has Full Moon Striker. Now, what in the world does Full Moon Striker mean? Just means that he attacks quicker. He's got a +1 movement, so he's able to move quicker than the average, I believe. Yes, cavalry. Just want to make sure there. So now that you know the 2 unique units, I will show you the social policies I would recommend if you were to play the Shoshone. Before I show you any social policies, I will show you the start bias that the Shoshone have. And this is a good example of that territory bonus that you get. Normally you'll only get a couple tiles all around here, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, I believe 8 additional tiles just off this first city, and then the next couple cities I build, I'll get a couple additional tiles from my city that I build as well. So it's very nice. And again here, you'll be in the forest. Generally, you're kind of being in the desert as the Shoshone. I got kind of lucky here. I got grassland, forest, got some jungle. Normally you won't see jungle too much with the Shoshone, but it does pop up from time to time. So now I'll show you the social policies that we recommend. Liberty would be the top one. I mean, it's obvious. If you're going to go domination, plus you get all this land in the beginning, why wouldn't you want to go with Liberty? You'll get a worker, you'll work a little bit quicker. You'll get a settler, you'll be able to build a settler a little bit quicker. You get a golden age, and then you'll also get a free great person of your choice near the capital. Plus you'll get +1 culture in every city. And if you're not looking for a liberty kind of social policy track and look for something different, you can choose tradition. So those looking for a diplomatic and or a cultural victory, you'll want to hop on over to the first one. And then you'll get a 50% production when building wonders and a +1 happiness for every 10 citizens in the city. You get free cultural building in your first 4 cities. You get a higher defense. You get more people in your capital. Alongside, if you finish out the entire thing, you get growth throughout your entire civilization. So again, if you want to be a cultural, diplomatic kind of civilization with the Shoshone, go with tradition. Expansionist, domination kind of scientific civilization, I'd go with liberty. So I hope you did enjoy this guide. Please rate, subscribe, and comment, and watch my other videos.